Hello Bloomington, I'm Mayor Tim Busse, and this is the Council Minute for the week of May 4th. This week we celebrated an exciting Bloomington Forward milestone with the groundbreaking of the 9 Mile Creek Corridor Renewal project, including the future Veterans Memorial at Harrison Park. The 9 Mile Creek project will restore the natural creek environment, improve trails and accessibility, and create new spaces for the community to gather and enjoy. As I'm sure you know, this effort is backed by $20 million in voter-approved local sales tax funding, something that really speaks to how much this community values its parks, its environment, and its shared spaces. What's especially meaningful is that this project didn't just appear out of thin air. It's grounded in years of planning and public input through the city's park system master plan. Residents told us what matters: protecting natural resources, improving accessibility with ADA-compliant trails, strengthening connections to nature, and doing it all in a sustainable way. That's exactly what we're delivering. The Veterans Memorial will be a special part of this work, providing a peaceful place to honor and remember those who served our country. After considering different locations on the Civic Plaza campus, we found the ideal setting. Harrison Park offers a beautiful natural backdrop, creating a space for reflection that feels peaceful and connected to the land. Because it's located right at a trailhead, it will be visible and part of everyday life. As people pass by, they will pause, honor, and remember. Construction is underway, with completion of the Veterans Memorial expected by Veterans Day of this year, and the rest of the creek renewal to be completed by fall of 2027. At our meeting on Monday night, the council and staff spent time on 2 separate agenda items that both focused on the topic of parking. We took a step back and looked at the big picture of parking across Bloomington, how much we have, where it's located, and how it's actually being used. When you look at Bloomington's off-street parking, it's pretty clear that there's a pretty strong supply of parking in the city, including ramps, surface lots, and private parking tied to businesses and housing. But the key issue isn't just the number of spaces, it's how well those spaces line up with demand. In some areas, especially where redevelopment is happening, parking can feel tight at peak times, while other areas may have extra capacity sitting unused. So the conversation really focused on how we better match supply with real-world demand as the city continues to grow and to change. This also ties into broader goals, making sure we're using land effectively while still supporting access for business, residents, and visitors. The flip side of off-street parking is, of course, on-street parking, and that was part of the conversation as well. One thing that stood out is that Bloomington's approach to on-street parking has deep roots. Going back to the 1970s, the goal was to keep streets open and largely free of on-street parking, especially on major roads. Over time, that evolved into a hands-off approach by the city, and it resulted in a system where decisions about on-street parking have often been driven by adjacent property owners. Today, that process can be slow and sometimes inconsistent. And as I said, it's not just about supply. It's about how it's used. On-street parking has both clear benefits and real challenges. On the positive side, it can help calm traffic, support local businesses, provide overflow parking, and make better use of existing infrastructure. It can also create concerns around safety, visibility, snow removal, and how we balance space for things like biking, walking, and transit. What we're seeing today is that in many areas, like around parks, apartment buildings, community facilities, and places of worship, we've ended up with a lot of parking restrictions that may not reflect how people actually use those spaces. In some cases, those restrictions can push parking into nearby neighborhoods or lead to underused public space. So, the conversation moving forward is about whether we should shift to a less restrictive, more flexible approach, one that still protects safety and access, but makes better use of our public right-of-way. That could include reevaluating restrictions in key areas, testing changes, and giving staff more tools to manage parking proactively. The big picture is this: we want to improve our parking systems so that they reflect how Bloomington lives and moves today, supporting our neighborhoods, businesses, and public spaces while still maintaining the safety, mobility, and quality of life residents expect. This conversation is just starting. There will be a lot more conversations to come. I certainly hope you'll be part of them. And finally today, the Council received a couple of updates on the Community Health and Wellness Center as we prepare for its opening in 2027. We had a good discussion regarding programming for seniors, Following the closure of Creekside, about 95% of senior programs were successfully relocated to Logan Lodge, the Bloomington Center for the Arts, and other community partners. And in the vast majority of programs, we've seen participation remaining strong and in some cases even increasing. Logan Lodge is now serving as a temporary home base, and many programs like card groups, fitness, and social activities are seeing good participation. The Community Health and Wellness Center will build on this success by expanding programming, increasing space, and providing more opportunities for health, wellness, and community connection. On the financial side, staff provided an updated pro forma to ensure that the project remains sustainable over time. Updates include lower personnel costs through adjusted hiring timelines and increased revenue potential with the updated plans that include a third gymnasium, which will support more programs, events, and rentals. Membership pricing has also been updated to reflect current market conditions, balancing affordability with long-term financial stability. Overall, the projections show the facility reaching more than 100% cost recovery by year 3 of operations. That would be fantastic. All of this confirms that we're on a strong path, maintaining high-quality programming today and building a sustainable, community-focused facility for the future. That will do it for this week's Council Minute. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Until next time, stay safe, Bloomington.